Let's have a look at the cycle of course enhancement, which incorporates the idea of learning design. The first part of the course enhancement cycle is designing your course. And this is where we start looking at designing the elements of your course, which involve looking at not only the context that you're in, but looking at your students and their prior knowledge and everything to do with your students, as well as that, looking at how does your course fit into the bigger picture of the program. Following that, then we go on to developing not only the course materials, but also the processes that are involved in learning in your course. We also then go into the next phase of the course enhancement cycle, which is implementation of your course. And that's where you actually facilitate the learning within your course and working with your teaching team. As part of the course enhancement cycle, you will evaluate your students' learning. And this not only happens formatively throughout the course, but also summatively at the end. And lastly, there's review. And this phase of the course enhancement cycle is all about you looking back at your course, reflecting on your evaluations, and then really looking at what were the strengths of the course, and then looking at what kind of improvements can I make to make this a better course ready for future iterations. So if we go back to looking at the design part of this course enhancement cycle, we're really looking at taking into consideration the learning context, looking at how the course aligns with program learning outcomes, and then looking at how it aligns with various other things, various other elements within the actual course. And so what we're doing here is we're going to really focus on what are the core course learning outcomes, how does the assessment align to these learning outcomes, and then how do the learning experiences or learning activities align with the assessment and the course learning outcomes. And this is what we're going to now look at in greater detail. The first part of the Learning design has a direct influence on your students' learning. Research has shown that coherently sequenced and constructively aligned courses that are student-centred and learning-focused have a positive impact on your students' learning and experiences. Learning design has a direct influence on your students' learning. Research has shown that Learning design has a direct influence on your students' learning. Research has shown that coherently sequenced Learning design has a direct influence on your students' learning. Research has shown that coherently sequenced I'm so sorry, Sid.